Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you're watching from today. We have several big updates we need to get through involving the situation on the ground in Venezuela with the massive military buildup underway. There has been many changes in Venezuelan dictator Nicolás Maduro. Seems like at this point almost a cartoonish villain with his behavior as the United States military closes in. We have more information about the movements of the Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier strike group as it closes in on Venezuela, now well within striking distance for the fighter jets that are aboard that aircraft carrier. So we're going to get into all the big developments, this idiot Maduro, what he is doing. It's honestly mind-boggling. There's no explanation for his behavior at all, but we're going to break it all down. But before we do, you guys know the drill. Like and subscribe. Huge boost to the channel. Totally free. Comment with your thoughts below. Get the comments rolling. Let's get crazy in the comments. Let me know what you think of this situation, what you want to see happen, and how you think it will end. Hit that notifications bell. All notifications turned on. You won't miss a thing. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are wide open. Reach out with whatever you got. Now, let's get into it. So I'm going to roll right into this off the bat. So what you're looking at here on the screen is from Ian Ellis, and he has compiled a large graph, if you will, of information of all the different assets that are now in the region, including Tomahawk strike package, stealth fighters, drones, everything you could possibly need, the Iwo Jima expeditionary package, thousands of Marines. And you can see all of this on the map where they are. And this is an incredible amount of firepower. It said Super Hornets from the Ford Carrier Strike Group were spotted operating off the northern coast of Venezuela today. The first time with transponders on. Approximately 20% of the deployed U.S. Navy fleet is now in Southcom. New report with illustrative strike options. So what you see there is all of the assets the United States has brought to bear on the region. Got to get a couple things teed up for you here. So look at that. Look at all the planes, helicopters, carrier strike group. And then right here, he says, USNI also reports that the number of U.S. Navy ships deployed and underway as of the 17th of November, approximately 1/3 of the operating fleet is in Southcom. Now, that's not 1/3 of every naval ship we have. It's important to clarify that. That is 1/3 of the underway fleet is operating in the Southcom region of responsibility. So 34% of the United States Navy ships out at sea are off the coast of Venezuela in the general Caribbean area within the Southcom AOR. For the latest positions of the 280 ship strong battle force and much more, see the links above. So what you see there again is a reminder of how much naval power we have brought to bear. We've got fighter jets on the USS Gerald R. Ford. We've got cruise missiles positioned everywhere around the region within striking distance of Maduro, the nasty dictator of Venezuela. And as I always have to say, our problems are not with the good people of Venezuela. We have no issues with the good people of Venezuela who also just want freedom. Our issue is with the dictator, Nicolás Maduro. That is who we have a problem with. That is who we are coming after. Now, our main asset in the region is the USS Gerald Ford carrier. So as of November 22nd, this is where the ship was. So I'm saying that as of November 22nd, this is where the Ford is. It says, I have once again located the U.S. Navy Ford carrier strike group in the Caribbean Sea with the USS Gerald Ford alongside two Arleigh Burke class guided missile destroyers, DDGs, heading eastward. They have moved south. They are 300 miles off the coast of Venezuela. 300 miles puts the strike group well within striking distance if they want to send fighters up to Venezuela and start blowing stuff up. Now, we know that the fighters have already flown one mission to buzz their air defense networks. I believe a total of 6 F-18 fighter jets, flew to the coast of Venezuela, started flying loops right off the coast. Why are they doing that? Because they have technology that when they can essentially paint where the air defense systems are, soak up that information, learn that information, and then if we want to hit the air defense systems with cruise missiles before the planes come in, we will be able to wipe out wherever their air defense systems are and then make a move on it. So right here then, what are the strike options? It says mapping potential military targets. Yesterday they knew it. So this is from a couple weeks ago, about a week and change ago. The U.S. announced Operation Southern Spear to remove narco terrorists from our hemisphere, with the Ford Carry Strike Group now on station in Southcom. The U.S. could launch strikes at any time. So you have military bases, you have air defense targets, Army targets, naval targets, radar targets. So right here, everything you can see in this box up here in the top right corner of the screen, that is all your targets for Caracas. So most of the targets are in the coastal regions of Venezuela or the border regions. That is where we would hit first. We would hit hard, and we would blow all that stuff up from the jump. Now, you might be asking, what is Nicolás Maduro doing in this situation? What is Nicolás Maduro doing with the USS Gerald Ford steaming towards his position to unleash hell? Is he packing his bags? Is he negotiating? Is he trying to get the hell out of the country ahead of the November 24th terrorist designation, which we will talk about here shortly? Is he doing anything to save his own life, or is he not taking this nearly as seriously as he should? If you guessed option B, where he is continuing to like sing songs and dance, you were correct. That is what he is doing. So let's watch this. Never seen anything like this. He is saying no war, he wants peace.
Yes. Peace. Yes. Respect. Yes. Word. Studying. Listen to me. Word. Word, no.
I can't believe this is real. I honestly cannot believe that Nicolás Maduro, the dictator of Caracas, the dictator of Venezuela, the scumbag of the region, is dancing and singing songs. Instead, like, does he not realize he's staring down the barrel of the United States military? He's staring down the barrel of Tomahawk cruise missiles. He's staring down the barrel of a U.S. aircraft carrier, and he's out here acting like reality doesn't exist. I truly do not understand what is going on with this guy. Now, apparently, Trump and him are going to have some kind of conversation. Trump has said that he is going to send a direct message to Maduro. We don't know what that message is, but he has one single message he said he plans to tell Maduro when they talk. And that message, I assume, is going to be, if you don't pack your bags and get the hell out of Caracas, we are going to smash you. We are going to crush you. Once the bombs start falling, his escape can no longer be guaranteed. Don't believe me? Ask Saddam Hussein how that worked out for him. Saddam Hussein always thought there'd be an escape route, and there is not. So that leads me to the terrorist designation. So it says terrorist designation of the Cartel de los Soles. This is from Marco Rubio. The Department of State intends to designate Cartel de los Soles as a foreign terrorist organization effective November 24, 2025. Based in Venezuela, the Cartel de los Soles is headed by Nicolás Maduro and other high-ranking individuals of the illegitimate Maduro regime who have corrupted Venezuela's military, intelligence, legislature, and judiciary. Neither Maduro nor his cronies represent Venezuela's legitimate government. Cartel de los Soles, by and with others designated FTOs, including Tren de Aragua and the Sinaloa cartel, are responsible for terrorist violence throughout our hemisphere, as well as for trafficking drugs in the United States and Europe. The United States will continue using all available tools to protect our national security interests and deny funding and resources to narco terrorists. Now, why is this important? I'm going to throw this up. This comes from the Department of War. Hookstead says designating Venezuelan cartel as terrorist org will bring new options to the administration. During a media interview at the Pentagon that spanned a handful of topics yesterday, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth said plans to declare Venezuela's state-embedded criminal network, Cartel de los Soles, a terrorist organization, will bring a whole bunch of new options to how the U.S. deals with narco-terrorists in that region. Says the cartel name translate Cartel of the Suns is allegedly to be headed by Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro and is set to be designated as a terrorist organization on November 24th. His quote right here: the terrorist organization gives us more tools to our War Department to give options to Trump to ultimately say to our hemisphere will not be controlled by narco-terrorists, it will not be controlled by cartels, and it will not be controlled by illegitimate regimes trying to push toward the American people. So it's just about options, and we plan to give we plan better than any organization in the world. Hegseth said nothing is off the table when it comes to Maduro. Now, last thing. We all remember the B-52 bombers that disappeared, right? That was on Thursday. So a bunch of B-52 bombers, I believe 2 or 3, flew down to Venezuela and then turned their transponders off once in the Gulf of America as they were getting into the Caribbean, and they never turned them back on. So the B-52s disappeared, and then fighter jets started swarming Venezuelan airspace. We did not know where the B-52s were. We assume they flew down there, turned their transponders off, and then turned around and flew back to the U.S. with their transponders off the entire time. That was the belief of what was happening. So there was a lot of speculation. There was a lot of talk. We didn't really know for sure, but we do now. So this comes from Air Force's Southern. Security through air power, B-52 crews from Team is it Minot, North Dakota? Minot conducted a bomber attack demo in Southern Com AOR with help from MacDill Air Force Base KC-135 refuelers and joint service fighters. Those, of course, would likely be the stealth F-35s that were escorting them. November 20th, Operation Southern Spear support showcases are vowed to deter illicit drug networks and defend the homeland. So you can see the B-52 right there. Right here, it is refueling. So we now know what happened to the mysterious B-52s. They were running a simulated bombing run on Venezuela, and now the military has released photos of them. So we have a lot of moving parts. We have a ton of moving parts. And yet again, it goes to show that this situation is far from over. We have a massive naval buildup in the region. We are flooding warships in the region. The USS Gerald R. Ford is steaming towards Venezuela, currently 300 miles away, well within distance of the F-18s to conduct bombing missions on targets within Venezuela. We showed you the target list of where they could hit. Maduro is just dancing in the streets. He's just talking about peace, peace, no war, no war, no war. That dude's fate is not going to go well because at this point, he doesn't want to pack his bags and leave. And the U.S. is clearly positioning that if you don't pack your bags and leave, we will deal with you option B, and you're not going to like what option B is. It's going to be very brutal, very violent. A lot of bombs will be falling. And the terrorist designation goes live on November 24th. And the key with that is he then is within the rules of engagement to not be treated like a head of state, but to be treated like a terrorist leader. How do we treat terrorist leaders? Ask UBL. He got shot. SEAL Team 6 came flying into Abbottabad, Pakistan, and killed him. How do we treat Baghdadi, the head of ISIS? We surrounded him, and then he ended up blowing up an S-vest and killing innocent children in the process. So that's the difference between us and them. We try to save and protect innocent life. They couldn't care less about innocent life. All they care about is power and terror and destruction. And Maduro has terrorized not just his own people, but he's allowed criminals to flow up into the U.S. and do untold amounts of damage. In the hour of reckoning, the day of reckoning is near. So those are the updates we currently have out of Venezuela. It baffles me that Maduro continues to behave this way. It doesn't make sense whatsoever, but it's where we are. So that's where we're at. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the situation. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Huge, 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 huge boost to the channel. Hit that bell. All notifications turned on. You won't miss a thing. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me. My DMs are wide open. Please reach out with any tips you have, or if you just want to say hello. I love talking with you guys. You guys are the best viewers on all of YouTube. I'll see you all next time.